Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Friday, March 10th, 2023. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Happy Friday, everyone. Here's a look at the ES in the daily time frame. We are post NFP report release. NFP report came out 7:30 a.m. Central Time. Came in at 311,000, a little bit higher than the 205 expected here. We've seen initially price push down and then rebound back up, leaving behind what's a developing tail here, especially in the lower time frames, like a 60-minute chart, for example. And we're seeing a little bit of a reaction here of prices below the previous session's low. Yesterday, a big high range trend day down. If we're able to see prices stay above the previous session's low, we could see a slow and steady continuation back toward the previous session's midpoint in the best case bull scenario. However, if price continues to fail at the previous low or at the previous week's low, that could lead to ultimately a continuation back down. At the moment, we're back to a very important level here. That's that 39.20 level. That's the level we bounced off of recently. Price pushed through it and bounced again, so very important level right now. That 39.20 is the midpoint of this larger key range right here. So you had the key range here, you had the key range edge up here, price turned down off the top and back to the midpoint. And that tends to happen, back to the midpoint, but once it fails to hold the mid, that's when you open up a return back to the previous low, 36.39. So big time midpoint here, 39.20. Can price bounce off this zone? Are we trending up in this fashion right now? And will this find a low that gets us back higher within the range and we stay in this upper half of the key range? Or do we fail at some point and rotate back down? So big time zone here, big pivot here to continue to watch here as we head into the weekend. If we take a look here at the NQ, similar price action here. Although the NQ is a little bit more bullish here than the ES, a little stronger. You see, by contrast, the ES is on a new low beyond the previous week's low here, and right now we're still sitting above that level. As a matter of fact, we're trading basically right at the previous week's midpoint at the moment. Previous session, outside day down, a little bit of a pullback here. So this is going to be interesting here. Does price start to find resistance here? 2 days ago, we had the low that was broken through. That's right here. That low is 12,100. Today's high right now is 12,100. So price came right into that zone and then started to turn down. So that's going to be an early area to continue to watch here. If price can't get through 12,100, perhaps the down move extends. At the moment, we kind of have this range that is developed, almost kind of a head and shoulder type of pattern. Maybe not the most developed left shoulder, but nonetheless, this area of support right here, if crossed at 11.8, opens a path back toward 11.040 and the previous year's close. So big time key pivot here for the NQ. If we take a look at crude oil, right now crude oil up about 1/3 of 1% at the moment. This thing's been stuck a little bit near the center of its larger range, chopping around the 77 zone, a little bit lower right now. The one thing about this one here, we've had mostly lower highs, and now we've had mostly higher lows, and we're converging to a point. Originally, we had kind of a flat resistance here at 83. We had a flat support, 72s, but you can see how recently we've kind of compressed inward, still chopping around. So we're at this lower edge right now, just as we were here and here and here and here. Do we start to see some sort of snap back within the range? Once you get to the apex of a converging larger range here, you can tend to snap back and forth a bit more and provide chop near the middle of that zone until expansion is ready. So right now we're near the lower edge, testing 75s. If price can hold 75, perhaps there's a bounce that could materialize, but right now not looking like the strongest rejection just yet. So watching how it develops here off the 75s. If we take a look here at gold futures, gold right now bouncing a bit. 1830 has been a big time level we've talked about here over the last couple of years. Previous year's close, 2 years running. And you can see here so far, defended and bounced, Over here, bounced and through it, then bounced and through it. You can see just how that blue line continues to be a major level in the charts, and right now bouncing a little bit. Still a downtrend, but at the moment kind of in this range. So range bound within a short-term downtrend, holding and chopping around the previous year's break even. So gold right now, mostly range bound here. If it can get above 1865, it opens up some upside. Otherwise, we could be stuck in this range for a little while. Taking a look here lastly at the YM. The YM is basically break even on the day. Doji-like day right now developing at the moment. It also has a bit of a reaction on NFP. But as we mentioned before, this larger range, very, very important. 32.5, 32.6, that area, very important. Rounded top coming into it, and yesterday was a massive outside day, transition day, style day to the downside. And even if we were to bounce here, can price get above 32.6? Can it get above 32.5? Even if a bounce occurs, do we see a lower high develop and a continuation down? So right now, the YM is below that major 32.6, 32.5 zone. And if it cannot recover that area soon, we could be looking at a continuation down into this clear air of space down below. So big time level here. Again, a key pivot, and right now below that area. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out heading into the weekend. As always, happy Friday. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.